does a shy, introverted person gain confidence and get comfortable talking to a camera to create videos like this? Does it really just come down to practice, or is there something else that we can do to remove the fear and anxiety and awkwardness of talking to a camera? Well, in this video, I'm going to share my best tips for making videos feel easy so that you feel comfortable on camera and come off as confident to your viewers. You know, the advice we often hear for this is, oh, you just have to do it. Just practice makes perfect. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid, right? And that's not untrue, but as a total introvert with almost 6 million views here on YouTube, I have some tricks up my sleeve to get confident and comfortable on camera fast so that making videos is a lot easier for us introverted types. Because the sooner we can actually get comfortable on camera, the more content we can create, the faster we can grow as an online business, as a side hustler. Plus, friends, listen, when you're not comfortable on camera, your viewers can sense that. It's uncomfortable for us to watch you be uncomfortable in your videos. So let's move past the awkward stage as quickly as possible. If you're new here, my name is Meredith Marsh, and this channel is dedicated to helping your side hustle thrive with video so that you can be the boss of your own future. And it really just comes down to taking the right steps in the right direction. So hit that subscribe button now so you can keep moving forward. Now, I remember the first time that I recorded videos for this channel, it was just me and my camera in my living room at my old house. I remember it so well. And I sat on the couch because I thought, well, I want to be comfortable on camera, so I'll be comfortable on my couch, right? Free video editing software that you can use to edit home movies. You know, one of my favorite sayings now is cringeworthy before binge-worthy. And I think everyone has to go through that cringeworthy stage at some point. I can remember like opening my mouth to speak to the camera and I just said, this is so awkward. But I did it anyway. I practiced, I kept going, and over time I picked up some tips from some other people and developed some tips for my own self. I swear the sun is like trying to sabotage this video. So I'm gonna share my best tips with you because I 100% believe that it really comes down to more than just practice. Because let's be honest, you could practice over and over again and still keep making the same mistakes over and over again. So tip number 1 is practice talking to yourself. Yes, you can practice talking to a camera, but even just practicing talking out loud when you're washing your dishes or driving in your car. I used to do this on my way back and forth from work. I had about a 15-minute commute, so it worked really well for me. And I would just practice talking about the things that I would be talking about in my videos. And you know, your brain can write things down on paper, it can type things out on, you know, on a Word document or something, but it's different when your brain is spitting things out of your mouth. And so the more practice you have doing that about the topics you'll be covering in your videos, the more natural it will be when you actually do sit in front of a camera and hit record. Tip number 2 is start with topics that you're already confident talking about. Are there things that you could stand up and give a speech on right now without much preparation? Those things are already in your brain. You're already used to talking about them and thinking about them and teaching about them probably. So start with the stuff that you're already comfortable talking about. Tip number 3 is kind of ironic for this video, but that is to have great lighting. Now, how does great lighting actually help boost your confidence? Well, when you go and put your videos into your computer and you go to edit them, when your face comes on the screen, you want to look at them and go, wow, I look really good on camera. You don't want to look at them and say, wow, I can see my wrinkles and these spots and those spots and gray hairs coming in. When you have good lighting, that stuff is not as accentuated. It doesn't really draw your attention to it. So great lighting is always a good tip. Now, today I'm shooting here in my living room. I don't have any artificial lights on other than the living room lamp. So I have a window over there and the sun keeps peeking out from the clouds. So the lighting is not perfect, and that's okay. I'm comfortable with that imperfection because I'm trying to get my videos out consistently. That's something that I talked about in a recent video about how to stay consistent, is to avoid the feeling that everything has to be perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. Tip number 4 is actually to stand up in your videos, which I did at the very beginning of this one. This helped me a ton. Really, honestly, it was a game changer for me when I first started. I already mentioned that I thought that being comfortable on camera meant I should be physically comfortable, so I sat on my couch. And the result was kind of like blah. Whereas once I heard the tip of standing up to do your videos because it gives you a little more energy, total game changer. Like, it triggers something in my brain that I have something important to say. And so like naturally that confidence kind of comes out, and I feel a lot more comfortable doing that. And then the result in the end is that I do have more energy on camera. Now, I have a lot of practice, so I can bring the energy even though I'm sitting on my couch. But I also have a lot of practice that I've put into this at about 5-6 years into my YouTube channel now. Tip number 5. Okay. Tip number 5 is to do as many retakes as you need in order to feel like what came out of you, it feels natural and comfortable. When I have a script or notes that I'm going off of for my videos, generally I try to deliver just 1 or 2 sentences at a time. That's really all my brain can handle. I don't use a teleprompter, and I don't read from a script. It's all in here, but it's coming from my notes. And so if I mess up my words, I just redo the whole sentence or the whole paragraph, or I start over or whatever. When it comes time to edit, you will never regret redoing a section that you weren't 100% confident about. You're already here, your hair's done, your makeup is done, your camera's on, your batteries are charged, your mic's plugged in. Redo it 17 times if you have to. Honest to God, I do that all the time. Tip number 6 is expect it to feel weird. Nobody is born knowing how to talk to a camera. It's not a natural thing. So you have to kind of do whatever you have to do to make it feel natural for you. And if it doesn't feel natural, you're not alone. We all feel awkward talking to a camera. We do it anyway. And tip number 7, this is my all-time favorite tip. This is like my secret sauce, my secret weapon as an introvert, as a shy person who doesn't naturally talk to a camera. This actually works for recording YouTube videos. It works for attending a conference or a public gathering of any kind, and even works for public speaking at a conference. And the tip is to simply pretend that you're not a shy introvert. What would it look like if you just showed up on camera as a confident person? If you could pretend to be an extrovert. Nobody knows the difference. Nobody knows that you feel awkward or that you don't feel confident or that you're actually an introvert. All they know is what you show them. So show them that you're confident. Ultimately though, you don't have to be comfortable on camera in order to create a video. And in fact, I challenge you to be confident in the uncomfortable. Find confidence in the uncomfortable. You know, when you take just one little step outside of your comfort zone gets bigger. Now, of course, there are some things you can do to look professional and look legit on camera, like with lighting and audio and equipment and things like that, so that not only do you feel confident and comfortable, but your viewers see you as confident and legit. They take you seriously, they stick around, they watch more videos, they hit subscribe. And I've queued up my next video here because that's exactly what I cover. So after you hit the subscribe button, I'll see you over there.